Hi everyone, this is Nikki Rowland and today I have a layout to share for GoGo Getaway. It's a challenge, a colour challenge from our June Cybercrop and I chose the colours from the Simple Stories Simple Vintage Lemon Twist collection. It's actually one of my favourite collections. It was released last year and then it's been re-released this year due to popular demand. And even though it's a vintage range, I think Simple Stories do well at bringing vintage into the 21st century. You know, it's modern, it's pretty, it's got great colours and it's got a vintage look to it too. So, you know, wow, what a great designer. I love gingham, absolutely adore gingham, and decided to go for the gingham background. So I've gone for the black and white, and I've got a sheet of the Simple Basics paper in the background, so it's yellow on one side, black on the back. So I've decided to use that in the background. So yeah, it's a very dark background really, but I'm going to use photos from holiday and one of these lovely chipboard frames. Now, none of the chipboard frames fit the size of my photos ever, pretty much. So I have to make it work. So I have backed that frame in a white, slightly textured background paper. It's one of the basics ranges as well. So that gives me a finished frame and I can slot my photo under those little bits on the side of the frame. Even though I have lots of space around the photo, that's okay because I can fill it up with embellishments and other things. So I think it looks good even though the photo doesn't fit. So never be put off by frames that don't fit. Okay, so background coming together nicely. I'm determined to use every single colour in the colour scheme. The gingham, the black, the white, the 2 shades of yellow and the 2 shades of green. So basically by using anything with this collection, I make that happen. So it's looking lovely. I love the floral bits in this collection. I'm just able to cluster them all together really easily and nicely, and it all just works. So I always think that these kind of kits or collections make scrapbooking easy. Scrapbooking made easy because it all coordinates so beautifully, and there's no worrying about kind of colour matching or anything like that because it all just goes so well. So you can see that I'm trying to create a big cluster on the left, and then I'm now trying to make my photo frame look less empty. So just adding a few bits and pieces behind the photo poking out. So a lemon and a couple of flowers. I'm going to add some other bits there as well. Just first of all, getting those in place. Now I do have some space above the photo, so I'm going to deal with that too by adding some other things. I probably won't put too much more onto there because otherwise I could risk it looking too busy around the photo. And that white space around it actually gives it a bit of breathing space amongst all the flowers and embellishments. So I'm creating a cluster to the right of the frame, and I just want those florals to be poking out from underneath. So rather than putting them on top of the frame this time, they are poking out from behind. Over on the left is that giant cluster. So obviously I had the cluster already in place from the frame itself. And then I've just added to that by putting in a number of the floral bits. And that's coming on nicely. I've got some up, most of them poked in the right way. I've got some going upside down so they kind of trail down. I'm loving how that's looking. Just getting my frame secured. I'd already tacked down the bottom edge, but just added some foam pads there behind the top edge too. I have stuck my gingham paper onto the black background at an angle. I'm really liking how that's looking. Roughed up the edges and folded them up as well, so I have this really distinct edge around the layout. Big title there, Zesty, that's underneath the photo. That's just from these foam stickers. So just use that directly under the photo. Adding some more lemons, some more flowers, some more embellishments, and bees and hearts and all sorts. So just adding a few more bits and pieces where I can. Here I am dealing with that space at the top of the photo, bridging that gap between the cluster and above the photo. So I've got the words sunshine and happy day. They're both foam stickers. Even though they go over the chipboard frame, so we're on slightly different levels, it works. It sticks really well because it's foam. So adding in a couple of ephemera butterflies. And I don't like that butterfly, the green one where I've just put it. So in the end, it has to fly down and settle slightly lower. Okay, so where am I at? This layout came together super quick and easy. I love the colours. I love all the products. So it just worked and just came together in about 25 minutes, I think. Awesome. So I've just put a little banner that says "Oh Happy Day" underneath my title. I'm going to distress the edges of that and raise it up on foam pads. I only have a few of the brads remaining, the decorative brads, so I'm going to pop a few of those in. They're a bit like enamel dots, aren't they? Just better because they have pictures on and an edge. So yeah, they're easy to use though because they're adhesive, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, all kind of coming together really nicely. I think that's pretty much it. I do want to add some splatters of white paint. Now, I would normally have gone for black because of the colours, but I thought the white might just lift it a little bit. So splattering some white paint all over that giant cluster and a few splatters at the top cluster as well, but most of them over that very, very big cluster on the left hand side. So yeah, that is my layout done. Oh, look at that. I managed to get a big splodge of white paint on the right hand side, but actually it wiped off perfectly with the baby wipe, can you believe? So there we go, all done, finished. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the Cybercrop and have enjoyed playing along with this challenge. So yes, thank you so very much for joining me. That was Nikki Rowland for GoGo Getaway using the colour challenge for the Cybercrop.